Good morning. Today on the podcast, we have someone who blends big company experience with real entrepreneurial hustle. Mr. Amritanshu Kumar has worked with powerhouses like Deloitte, Accenture, and Genpact, and he has also built a strong entrepreneurial track record that reflects true grit, curiosity, and a builder's drive. His journey is packed with bold moves, valuable lessons, and real world insights that every young professional can learn from. Thank you, sir, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for inviting me to do this.
So, sir, to start with, can you briefly walk us through your career path? How did you start? What led you to work with Deloitte, Accenture, and Genpact, and later start your own venture?
Got it. So, let me start with my early childhood. So, I was born and brought up in Bihar. There is a well-known place called Gaya. It's a very spiritual or maybe religious place. So, like every tier 2 or tier 3 city guy, I had a lot of ambition, a lot of dreams in my eyes that I wanted to do something big in my life, maybe serve society, do something impactful. And that's when I got an opportunity to study in Delhi. And after completing my MBA in marketing and finance, I got an opportunity to work with Deloitte into financial consulting. And there I had almost 4.5 years of experience working in Hyderabad and Delhi. I was working with a lot of US based clients and assisting them on their financial journey, helping them manage their US tax process, helping them manage their finances and consulting them. So it was a wonderful journey. And from there, I got the knack of entrepreneurship because I was living in their shoes. I was looking into every single part of their journey, how exactly they are functioning, what mistakes they are making, how they are doing sales, how they are connecting with their people, their customers, how they are handling their people. So I understood that this is what I love to do. And if you're actually consulting these people, you work with their CXOs. And they were highly disciplined, and you are like very much obsessed with their work process, work life, everything. And then after that, I got a chance to work with Genpact. They were setting up a process in Australia. So I was one of the members who went there, who set up the entire process for them. And after that, I came back and I was involved in the merger and acquisition of a very big liquor company in Genpact. And after that, I got an opportunity to work in Accenture in, again, financial analytics and consulting. And from there, I started my company TrackNerd, my first company TrackNerd. So it has got a very different journey. It has got a very different story. So my sister was staying in Bangalore. I came to meet my sister and I met my now co-founder, then my friend Ankur. And over a few drinks, over a few discussions, we discussed about how an entire sector, I would say industry, which is the backbone of the country, supply chain, logistics, construction, they have been left from the technological revolution. Like what we observed is, based on his experience, that all the CXOs, all the employees were still using pen and paper to manage their entire operation, entire business operations. Yeah. And they had no visibility at all. Like what they are doing in their day-to-day life, like whether they are making money, whether they are losing money. I'm not just talking about small logistics or supply chain companies. I'm talking about the big ones also, the enterprise also. So they also did not had any visibility on those. So that was the Eureka moment for me and my co-founder, and we decided that we should be solving this. We should be doing something into this industry, and this problem statement has been very close to us also, me and my co-founder Ankur, because of some family background into the same industry. So that is how we thought to solve this.
So that's really inspiring and quite motivational. So just out of curiosity, like how did you come up with this name TrackNerd? Like, is there a specific meaning behind it, or?
There's no any specific meaning to it, but what happened is because this has been a totally unorganized sector where the technology aversion has been very less. Yeah. So we wanted to make it very relatable to them. So these transportation, logistics and supply chain company, they do a lot of tracking of their vehicles on a day in day out basis, of their processes, their KPIs, because they have to do in order to understand where their vehicles are or the whereabouts of the vehicle. So we think that Track would be the best part, and the nerd because my co-founder was a software guy. He's a nerdy. He likes coding, so we thought that let's keep it TrackNerd. It's relatable, simple, and easy to
and it's
relate
quite
to.
unique, and the second you hear the name, you start thinking like, okay, what's it about?
Correct.
So, okay, so sir, in your journey, at what point did you decide you wanted to branch out into entrepreneurship? Like, what exactly motivated that decision? At which point did you think like, no, working for big conglomerates or big companies, it's not what I want to do in life. What I want to do is build something of my own.
Got it. So see, this thing has been there since my childhood. So from my childhood, I have always wanted to build something, maybe do something, start something of my own. And I had a lot of obsession with the electronics industry, software industry. I had read about it. I was working with a lot of players into that industry when I was working at Deloitte and Accenture. So I knew the industry pretty well. I knew how things function, and every tier 2 town boy, I was also very much aspirational and wanted to create an impact in the society. So that's how it started. And when I was working into these MNCs, nothing to say bad about them. They have shaped me and my career till date. So even I was center of attraction, having a great salary, great perks. People were reaching out to me for suggestions, advice. I was getting back-to-back awards for my like whatever I was doing in my work. Down there, I was not satisfied. I had every single day I used to think that, okay, again I have to go back to work. So I thought that it's okay. It's high time. I should start building something on my own. Let's take that plunge. It's okay. I will have to sacrifice on my social life, my salary, something like that. But it's okay. It's high time I should start. If it works out, it's well. If it doesn't, it's okay.
So that's really, really inspiring, and it is quite difficult. Like once you are at a position where you are earning well and you are at a good position, you have a good lifestyle, it's quite difficult to start something from scratch.
Yes.
So that's really inspiring. So sir, what has been the biggest challenges transitioning from being an employee at big firms and running your own initiative? And additionally, what has been like quite a happy accident, you can say, like something you didn't expect would be a boon of starting something from scratch, and you didn't realize that this is something which you will really enjoy, but you noticed it once you started your own venture.
Got it. So things have been two poles apart, north and south. Working at MNCs, things are very much streamlined. You have got set of processes. You have got multiple people in a team to look after multiple things. You have got HRs. You have got resource managers. You have got many things to look after. Many things. You have got all the processes set. So you know exactly. You have a clarity what you're working on. What is your goals? What you need to achieve for the quarter, and you just focus on that part. You don't have to look into any other thing. You're very much streamlined into your process. That has taught me a lot of things. That has taught me how to build SOPs, how to build certain processes, how to be more disciplined, how to work hard into those segments to achieve your targets. But when it comes to startup, there was a totally 360-degree U-turn. Like I have to be HR, I have to be accountant, I have to be the sales guy, I have to be the product guy, I have to talk to everyone in the industry. So at some point of time, I was wearing multiple hats. So like following up with my clients for payments, for sales, talking to my product guys, what is happening with the product and all those things. So there is no set processes. And especially in the 0 to 1 journey, when you are in the beginning, you are the person, you have to build everything. Right. And in the first go, your thought process is that it's okay, I should build some revenue in the first go rather than building the processes in the first go, because the number one goal of an entrepreneur is survival. So you focus, you run towards the revenue part. And then after that, slowly, you start building things. You start building a different process for customer support, customer success, product, sales, everything. So slowly it happens. So it was a totally 360-degree U-turn. But I had anticipated that this would happen, because I've seen that MNC journey. I was working with a lot of clients. A few of them were very messy. So I understood that how the system works. Although I had not worked with startup, but I knew these challenges would come. So I was happy to adapt because I was living my dream. I had started, this was my dream to do. So I thought it's okay. Whatever it takes, I will do it.
And sir, like what was the most unexpectedly rewarding part of that change?
Okay, the most unexpected rewarding part was, I would say, let me take the instance of 2020 COVID.
Okay.
So before that, we were growing at a very great pace. We were growing almost for the past 6 months before COVID. We were growing somewhere around 100% on monthly basis. So we were building a great revenue. And suddenly the COVID hit, the lockdown happened, entire country was shut. The logistics was running, all the supply chain was running, but they were functioning at a very thin margin.
Yes.
So nobody was willing to spend a single dime on software product, or maybe even invest in any SOPs or any product, something like what we were doing. And apart from that, the biggest challenge was the payment. Whomsoever we had sold, many of them were not willing to pay even at that point of time. But few customers who actually saw value at that point of time from our product, they stood up, they asked us that it's okay, we have already paid for till date. Will you be able to even sustain if you don't get the payments? And they extended the help. They paid us for the next 2 to 3 years upfront. And that's how we were able to save our company. So I think that was the most rewarding moment from the customer
and quite
side.
Unexpected
Yes. And one more thing is that when you're generating value to the customers, and when they come back to you and they tell you that it's okay, we have saved this much amount of money because of your product, X amount of money, I think that gives you a lot of satisfaction and happiness.
That's really very unexpected. Like I did not at all expect like people would come forward, clients would come forward and be so willing to help startups. But that's amazing. Like the relationships you have built with them and the trust you have built with them, that's truly inspiring. So moving on to a bit on the personal side, like what's one book, movie or podcast that you recently watched or heard that had a big impact on you recently?
So I'm an avid reader. I read a lot. So I would suggest 2 books.
Yeah.
One is Bhagavad Gita. So I have not been a religious guy, or I have not been a very spiritual guy for a longer period of my time. So my mom gifted me this book almost 2 years back and asked me, we were struggling at some part of our business. She told me, why don't you read it? Yeah. It's okay. You don't have to follow all the religious practices and all those things. Maybe start reading it and see. And that changed my entire life. So the kind of learning that book has, it gives you the reflection of your life. It tells you every single thing, how you should be behaving in your company, how you should be acting with your competition, what your mindset should be. It clarifies everything. So I would suggest every entrepreneur or maybe every person should read that book, irrespective of their religion, their thoughts, their emotions. The second book that changed my life was The Mom Test.
Okay.
So it's a wonderful book actually. What happens is when we entrepreneurs, or maybe founders or anyone who wants to start their business, that problem statement is in your mind, right?
Yes.
You must have faced that problem and you don't validate it. You straightforward get into the product building part, you build the product, you try to sell it into the market, and then you find that it's okay, it's not working, this problem does not exist, people are not willing to pay for it. So that book actually taught me how to have a real conversations with your customers, and what kind of question you should be asking in order to validate the pain point, validate their value chain, and to understand whether they are willing to pay for this product or not, or whether it is worth building this product or not. So that tells you the art of conversations.
That seems really interesting. I'll be checking this book out.
Please. The Mom Test is a wonderful book. Yeah. It is a must for all the entrepreneurs building it.
Yes, sir, definitely. And sir, which skills, like technical or soft skills, do you think that are most critical today for young professionals, especially in this area of entrepreneurship?
Okay, so I would talk about 3 skills. Okay, one is again AI. A lot of things have been spoken about AI. Even if you don't know how to code, if you're not a technical person, you should learn how AI can be implemented in your workspace, in your customer's workspace. That will help you a lot.
Yeah.
That will give you a lot of edge over your customers, and you
Yes.
can automate their entire business. Second comes is storytelling, and third is sales. I truly believe storytelling and sales is one of the highly in demand skill, and especially in the AI era when everything is technologically driven.
Yes.
If I'm working at any company, what is my perks, right? What I will be giving back to the company down the line, maybe 5 years, 10 years, majority of the work will be automated.
Yes.
How will I stand out? So my ability to storytell, my ability to build revenue. And I truly feel that at some point of time, every individual will have to sell. Either they have to sell their product, their services, or their skills in order to make money or maybe sustain. So these three skills I think are the most important.
Yeah, that's quite a unique perspective. And so, like in this rapidly changing environment, like we constantly keep getting new technologies. We are moving to AI now, and how do you keep up with these changes in the industry trends? Like, do you have a personal process for learning or self development that you follow?
Yes, so I follow two things. I have been associated with a lot of colleges. I have been associated with a lot of B schools and a lot of accelerators, incubators. So I do learn from them. I do attend events, certain events on the on the emerging technology and everything. Second comes is I also read a lot of articles like the Superhuman, which is more focused towards the AI part of the world, the blockchain part of the world. So I do read a lot.
Yeah, that is, I think, one thing I believe every person who is successful, whether in entrepreneurial field or non-entrepreneurial, will agree that you need to be an avid reader. You need to
You
be
have to be.
aware of what's going around in the world to like reach a point of success. So, sir, back to a little bit on the personal side. So, what is a fun or an unexpected fact about you that people don't usually guess?
So the fun part of me, which my employees don't understand, is that I am also a funny person. I love to crack jokes. I love to have fun. I love to have good time. And at some point of time, it's an aspiration or maybe a goal I would like to have, that I would like to become a stand-up comedian also, maybe down the line in 5 to 10 years if I get a chance. It's somewhat detour, but I would love to take that detour and break that imitation in the industry.
That's very unexpected. Like, I wouldn't have thought of this. And yeah, if you do end up going into stand-up comedy, I'll be happy to check out the videos, and I think everyone who met you here will be quite interested to see you in that particular frame.
Thank you.
So, sir, to finish off this podcast, if you could go back and give your junior you three pieces of advice at the start of your career, what would they be?
So one thing I would suggest is don't be afraid to take risk. Many have said it. I have taken it. So I know the value of it. When I was starting my entrepreneurial journey, I had very less money. I was earning very great salary, but yes, I'd left everything and started. For the first 2 years, we did not take a single dime. We were running our houses with our savings, but it has been a very rewarding journey. So don't overthink, get started, do whatever it takes, and once you start, I think things will be on plate. And second, have a lot of clarity in place. So what happens is, we founders, or as an individual, as a person also, when we don't have a clarity of what we are doing and why we are doing it, that purpose aligned with any work, we tend to get detour of our work or maybe don't succeed. So if we have a lot of clarity in our mind, I think that would help. And please do learn storytelling and sales apart from AI. This is the savior in the AI era, I would say.
So thank you, sir, for joining us today. The whole podcast, the whole conversation has been really insightful. I personally learned a lot, and I believe people who will be watching this podcast will also learn a lot, and people in the entrepreneurial field or wanting to go into entrepreneurship will definitely should watch this, and should definitely, I think they will gain a lot from the conversation we just had.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.